5:30. We'll call the Mandan Public School District number 1 to order. It's Monday, May 5th at 5:30. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, everybody. Next item on the agenda is approval of agenda. Is there any changes to the agenda?
I do. I have a resignation that we just received today under new business, letter C, Ivy Rath, a Title I lookalike teacher at Lewis and Clark.
All right. Any other changes? What are the wishes of the board?
I would move that we approve the agenda with that said addition.
All right. We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing and hearing none, please call roll.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is public communication. Anybody in the audience wish to address the board? Anybody wish to address the board? Seeing nobody moving, we'll move on. Next item on the agenda is the administrator's report. Update on online auction at the old Mandan High School. Mr. Legacy.
Yes, good evening. Just a brief update for you. McLaughlin Auctioneers will have staff on site Wednesday and Thursday to finish cataloging items in the auditorium. That will finish their process. I did reach out to ask them about the dates to confirm that we're going to be having the auction May 15th through the 28th. We need to get that scheduled and marketed, as well as setting a time for people to get through and see items that are up for auction. Haven't heard back, but I'm sure I'll hear back within the next day or two, and we will push that out on our social media pages and make sure people are aware.
All right. Any questions?
They're also going to be marketing this too? Or
Yes.
Is it all on us?
Yes, they will market it as well. Yep.
And there will be a day online too, right? Or people to walk through too, right?
That's what I want to schedule with them so people can get through. Yes.
All right,
Yep.
good. Any other questions? Anything else you want to add? All right, then we'll move on to Mandan High School construction update. Mr.
Yeah,
Legacy.
just a brief update. They're getting very close on the auditorium. Flooring is in between the aisles. The stage flooring is set. Lights are hung. This week is really going to be about commissioning the space. It is going to come down to crunch time, but I do feel good about having a choir concert in there on the 12th.
All right, sounds good. Ms. Pierce, anything you want to add? No? Okay, just checking. Giving you an opportunity. Anybody have any questions, concerns? All right, well then we'll move on to the legislative update. Dr. Bitts.
Yeah, thank you. Just a couple things that we've been talking about all session. The legislature wrapped up, I guess, late Friday night, early Saturday morning, however you want to look at it, and they will be gone for the next 2 years, which is okay. House Bill 1369 was the funding bill. It included 2.5% increase in the per pupil payment each year. Next year, the per pupil payment will be $11,349, and then 2 years from now, it'll be $11,633. That tied together with the property tax relief bill, and I'll explain that in a second. Right now, each homeowner will get, on their primary residence, will get $1,600 of property tax relief. It also puts hard caps on school district. We're going to get a max of 3% more money in the general fund, the building fund, and our miscellaneous levy. So if your house or your property went up in value 10%, we only get 3%. So that's probably the big change, is those hard caps on us. It used to be that when valuation went up, that was money that we got to keep and we got to use. This really makes things tight for us. So for the next 2 years, it's going to be tight with a 2.5% increase in the per pupil payment and 3% increase in those funds. It's tough. There's a couple of funds that there are no caps on. That's special assessments, but we can only levy what the city special assesses us. Our sinking and interest or our debt service funds, where we make our building payments, we have to levy what the money we need to make our payment is basically what we have to do. And then if tuition funds like Sweetbriar and Little Heart levy tuition and then pay tuition to New Salem and Mandan to educate their high school kids. They didn't put a cap on that because the number of kids you're paying tuition on can change from year to year. I don't know if anybody's any questions on those caps or.
I do got a question on the cap. We're right now 60 meals covers our share of it. My understanding that doesn't change. We got to still levy 60 meals to cover that, correct?
Actually, no. But
Okay,
Basically-
that was my question.
yeah,
Go ahead.
if right now we're barely over 60 mils, I think we're 60.2, I think something like 60.2 mils, and we will almost guaranteed drop below 60 when the valuation goes up. What they're telling us is we have to drop our miscellaneous mills in accordance with that. But if somebody didn't levy any miscellaneous mills, any general fund mills, they can get gap funding to make up those 60 mills. And you only get gap funding if you levied 60 mills last year. There are approximately 20 school districts in the state who, for whatever reason, don't levy anywhere close to 60 mills. A lot of them are reservations and are small K through 8 schools. Those schools will not be eligible for gap funding. The county, the Association of Counties is talking about having a day retreat in June where they bring in county auditors and officials to try to talk through it and educate everybody on how the caps are going to work. We read through it and we think we understand it, but how it actually gets applied, we'll see.
All right, makes budgeting and everything tough.
Yeah, the other piece, as long as we're talking budgeting, I'm going to step away from the legislative. We get our Title I funding. We always get that from the feds, send it to DPI, and DPI gets it to us usually in early April. And they're telling us that we won't even have an allocation until July. And so it's really problematic for us and how to staff, and it is going to be a tough summer.
Any other questions? All right. What else you got on the legislative update? Are you done there?
All the voucher bills or educational savings account bills were defeated or vetoed, so we won't have to deal with that for the next 2 years. And then there were a couple of cell phone bills that passed, and the way it works is the last one the governor signs is the one that applies or has precedence. And that bill says that cell phones have to be stowed and off from bell to bell. So from the first bell in the morning till the last bell in the afternoon. But kids can have them in their backpack as long as they're off and out of sight.
All right, so we don't have to accumulate.
We don't have to store them. And that just is problematic to collect 1,200 cell phones and get them back. It just logistically there's no good way to do that.
And it's just about another employee.
At least one, yeah. Because it's all at the same time for both of them, yeah.
And in multiple schools.
Yep.
All right. Any questions on any of that? Or you got any more on any updates on the legislative?
Unless you have questions on any other bill.
Anything else? I think you covered pretty much all of them. Title VI, tribal input.
Yeah, we went down to, when I say we, I mean Carly and Callie Schnell and Travis Albers went down to Standing Rock last week, and we were required to get tribal input from them on our Title VI funds and had a great meeting with them, and I guess they gave us a sheet saying that we had meaningful input. They've been good partners for us. And then I also wanted to say, I know there's been a lot of stuff coming out of Washington and Bismarck about DEI training and what you can do and can't do with DEI. We did get a letter from the U.S. Department of Education and from DPI saying that Native American education is required by the state. That does not count as DEI. I can share that with you. So we're still required to teach the Native American courses, get tribal input. Those things are not considered DEI.
Questions, comments? Seeing here none, we'll move on. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we got one item. Review and consider approval of previous board minutes from April 21st, 2025. What are the wishes of the board?
I would move to approve the consent agenda.
All right, we have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
And we have a second. Please call roll.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Next item on the agenda is new business review and consider approval of bids for the gym floor and bathroom renovation at Lewis and Clark. Mr. Legassi.
Yes, included in your packet is the bid tab for the bathroom renovation and gym floor renovation at Lewis and Clark. This has been a high priority item for a number of years on our capital maintenance projects. The bathroom is the main student bathroom near the restrooms. I think it's nearing 40 years old at this point. And then our gym floor needs to be replaced as well. We're starting to see a lot of cracking. It's time to kind of refocus on some of our older elementaries with our capital maintenance projects. The bid tab, a little confusing, just to break this out. On the bid tab, we would need to select the lowest general contractor, mechanical contractor, and electrical contractor combined, or take the combined construction bid from Northwest Contracting or Roars. Dirk Plumbing had to pull their bid. They missed the cost of fixtures on their bid, so that would have to be thrown out. So the lowest combined general mechanical and electrical contractor, that total cost with the alternate one was $382,115. But Northwest Contracting had a combined construction bid of $356,650, so they would be the lowest responsible bid. And I would recommend approving Northwest Contracting's bid for the base bid and alternate one. Alternate one, just so you know, is for a thicker surface on our gym floor, be more resilient and hopefully hold up longer than the current flooring.
So, Mr. Legacy, I just want to make sure I understand this. The general, mechanical, and electrical are each separate bids in relation to it. And then they had the opportunity to bid it package style, so it included all three of those, which Northwest come in the cheapest through that route in relation to.
Yes, correct.
So that's your recommendation?
Yep.
I just want to make sure I'm reading it right.
Yes.
That's what I thought it said. And
Yes,
for anybody
you-
looking at it on the external side, I just want to make sure everybody
Yes, and then
understands.
with Dirk's bid, it really threw in a kind of a odd wrinkle in there, so that we had to take out. But
All right, that makes sense. So your recommendation is Northwest Contracting at $352,700 plus the alternate one, right?
yes, correct.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Anybody have any questions?
That gymnasium will still be used as the cafeteria also, I'm guessing.
Yes.
It's too bad.
Yes, it will. There's just no, unless we add space, there's just no way to make it work.
Yeah,
We have
yeah.
to do it for both. So
Yep. And then Mary Stark, is that in
Mary Stark and Roosevelt have gym floors identical to Lewis and Clark, and they're in the same shape, and they need to be replaced next summer. So we've moved our summer programming out of Lewis and Clark this year to make sure that we have time to get this done.
Never thought about the summer programming.
We have a very short construction timeline in our schools. I think we have 81 calendar days for Northwest to get this done. That's going to take us right to the start of school.
Okay. Other questions? What are the wishes of the board?
Make the motion to accept the proposal from Northwest Contracting for $352,700 plus the alternate bid.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second? And we have a second. Any further discussion? Comments, questions? Seeing and hearing none, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item on the agenda, review and consider approval of certified contracts for 2025-2026 school year. We have Callie Mack, grade 1 at Lakewood, Kaylee Werlinger, grade 6 ELA at Mandan Middle School, Bailey Shook, SLP at Custer. Dr. Rederath.
Yeah, no, we would recommend accepting the contract, approving the contracts for all three of these and welcoming them to Mandan. I think two things that are nice to notice is Kaylee was a student teacher of ours, or currently is, and has done an outstanding job. So to be able to continue that partnership with student teachers. And Bailey Shook was an investment through Morton Sioux Special Education Unit. She's been a rock star for us as an SLP. They've been able to partner to allow her to get her schooling, and now to be able to hire her to meet some needs for us has been a nice partnership as well. So both those hires were nice connections there.
All right, good. Any questions? Seeing none, what are the wishes of the board?
I would move that we accept those three certified contracts.
All right, we have a motion, we have a second? Second. We have a second. Comments, questions, concerns? Seeing and hearing none, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes, that motion passes. Welcome to the Mandan team. Next item on the agenda, review and consider approval of certified resignations. Mercedes Oberlander, SLP at Custer, Delana Mitchell, grade 6 math at Mandan Middle School, Brianna Thomas, instructional code at Custer and Lakewood, and Ivy Rath at Lewis and Clark. I'm not sure what her role was there. I didn't get that.
She was an interventionist for us there.
Thank you.
Yep, we would recommend approval of those resignations, and just, I think something for the board to be aware of. I think obviously as we talk about tax caps and we talk about finances, there is a chance that we don't fill all of these depending on how we are able to utilize existing staff and still meet the needs of students, but just being aware of that. So we may choose not to fill all of those positions.
All right. Thank you. What are the wishes of the board?
I would move that we approve these resignations and thank them for their service.
We have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
We have a second. Any further discussions? Comments? Seeing none, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item on the agenda is review and consider approval of open enrollment application seeking a deadline waiver. Dr. Ritterath.
Yeah, we would recommend approval. Again, this is currently a student of ours whose family has moved and they would like to stay at Mandan High School, and we'd like to give them the opportunity to do that.
All right. This is for next year, right?
Yes.
What are the wishes of the board?
I would move that we approve the open enrollment application.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any comments or discussions? I guess I'm going to add one here. You know, I'm sitting in on a lot of these meetings, and we have a lot of students that move out of our community that stay at our school, and it says a lot about our staff and our education, and just want to say thank you to that. All right, please call roll.
Yes.
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 Yes. Next item is consider a motion to go into executive session. Do we have a need for that? Any of the
No.
negotiating team, do we have a need? All right, so we won't go into an executive session then tonight. Moving on, future meeting dates, May 7th, retirement and recognition dinner, 6 p.m. at Venue 25. May 19, regular school board, 5:30 p.m. City Hall. May 25th, graduation, 2 p.m. Mandan High School. June 23rd, regular school board, 4 p.m. City Hall. Any other meetings that should come before the agenda? The board? Seeing none? The meeting adjourned. Thanks, everybody.